Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? Who do we have in the stream? Feel free to say hi in the chat, just so we know who's around. See some regular faces.
Hello, hello.
So, yeah, today we're going to be continuing the spline for our animation. So, I'm going to be picking up from where I left off last time. This is going to be Body Mechanics Masterclass Part 9. You guys who are regulars should already know this. I'm going to be continuing with Mikey's animation over here and going into, going straight into the last 30 frames, I think. We left off at 60 last time. We've got a good, let's see, from 60 all the way to 100, that's 40 frames. We've got a good 40 frames to continue working on. So that's still quite a bit. That's why I have, this stream is supposed to be on Wednesdays, but I just pulled it a day back for today. But next Wednesday will be Body Mechanics Masterclass Part 10, and I'm aiming to finish it for next week. But let's see how far we get on. So yeah, cool. We've got some familiar faces in the chat. Bibiana, Bibs. Cool, nice to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. All right, so guys, hit that like and let's get started. Awesome. Let's start doing some animation. All right, so let's open the graph editor as always, because when we're in Spline, we need to be in the graph editor. So let's just have a small recap of where we were last time. Let's just play the whole thing. Why not? You know? So Mikey's there, he's standing, dodge, bang, bang. All right, it's starting to come along. So this is Masterclass Part 9. So I've spent like an hour every masterclass, because if you check on all the sessions that I've had, they're basically an hour each. So this is number 9. Up until now is like 8 masterclasses. So this basically overall took me 8 hours to do. So a day's work, if you were working in a studio, I guess. So this is a whole day's work. So let's just see what it looks like overall. It's been really fun doing this body mechanics where, like I get a chance to not only show you guys what's happening, but got some nice. What I realized is something. Every time I reopen the scene, it seems to be like some of the keys are either sliding, missing, because there seems to be some pops and clicks happening on the left leg. There. Or maybe I was just misreading that. Yeah, maybe I was just misreading it. Okay. My animation sensors are off sync a little bit, I guess. I'm only human, guys. Cool. You just joined the chat, please hit the like, and then show that support. Cool. So, okay, so this is where we've been left off. So this is where we are so far. So breathing, punch, punch, dodge, then we continue. All right, awesome. So that's where we are. This is basically 8 hours of work. The blocking was done, I think, in about 6 hours, and I've done about 2 hours of spline for the initial from here all the way to here. So this is basically, if you're working in a studio, 8 hours of work. But I am speaking to you guys. I am describing what I'm doing. So maybe I could have got this. I could have done a bit more. Just like 8 hours of headphones in, listening to music, and then animating. I think I'll be a little bit more faster. But I think the aim of this is to show you guys, not for me to animate as fast as I can. Cool. All right. Let's pick up from 60. I can't see the chat now. Just I kind of minimize that, and then I'll every now and again I'll pop in to look at the chat, because if I get chatty and talking to you guys are super interesting, and I get distracted. So okay, so I've got 40 frames, and let me just split that into 8 to 2. So I'll go to from 60 to 80, and then I'll move on to 100 afterwards. All right. So let's go there. That's our scene. That's the perspective. This is kind of like my layout that I like working in. You can have as many as you want. You can have as little as you want. The most important thing is that it works for you. It's not copy farted. It's whatever's awesome for you and whatever works for you. Cool. So let's see. Okay, he goes up, up, up. Oh, there's still a bit of an up. Okay, I've got that. Maybe there's a little bit more of an up here. I'm looking for small little details that I can see to add in here one last time. Comes down, down, down. Then it starts to go up maybe a little bit. What does he do? I'm trying to see what's happening around here. This is the point of the reference. Down, down. Oh, there's a small up. There's a small up around here. That you wouldn't be able to see. Just by, with the blocking up. That's an up as well. But it's a very subtle one. It's more like a bouncing ball. Or it's in there. If you don't add it, it'll look weird. If you add it, it won't be noticeable, if that makes sense. It will just make the motion feel more natural. It will just make it feel natural. That's what I mean. Okay. And like I said, I really like spline because I do all the hard work in steps. And I'm just cleaning curves. You know, like it's doing what I want it to do. Okay, the left and right. All right, now I need to do a bit of work over here. Let me just take a quick look at the chat, see what's happening. Oh, hello. Mr. the Tired. I know that name. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you? Hello, Mario. Hello, Bibiana. Ah, cool. We've got some classmates and acquaintances in the chat. Cool. All right. I'll let you guys chat and enjoy the masterclass. So cool. All right. Let's keep going. So over there, I'm adding some small. I'm looking at the left and right now, just to keep things simple. So I'm looking at what Jackie's doing here. As he punches, he goes screen left a little bit. There. From there to up, it's like this. See, these are small little moments that will be hard to capture when you're blocking. And when he does go back, he goes back a little bit. Back, back, back. Cool. Once I do a polish pass, this is like a polish pass slash spliney. Moments where I get a bit lazy, I'm just like not putting it in there. And I'll say, oh, I'll do it in a bit. But forward, down, down, down. Yeah, up until here he goes back. And then there's a small forward motion. Then he goes back again. I've got most of it in there. Believe me, guys. And oh, there's a forward here. That's a forward. Look at that. And then back again. All right. Now we're getting there. See, the backwards and forward motion has been completed. I think the reason why I like spline is it's the part of the show. No, it's the part of the animation where I just go, okay, I can zone out and just listen to my music. So for this little section, it's supposed to be, you know, this angle Z, and for me to, it's good to keep an eye on the camera angle, because obviously like that's what we're animating to. But I want to see from this perspective how much he needs to be going screen left and right like this, so he's not hyperextending any of his legs. You know, that's something that I need to make sure. Cool. All right, so okay, so just by looking at him here, if he does that there, I would assume he's going a bit more into the background. Then when he comes up, he's starting to move left or right towards us. And then he goes up, 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 yeah. So if this is the trajectory, screen right, he's going to go to, this little motion here that he has is going away from us. Or I would expect it to, because he can't keep going in the same direction for multiple different moves. You just kind of need to pick up on these little things and say, all right, which direction does he mainly go to? Look, because if he's gearing up to go screen right or towards us, this little down should be like dunk there. Okay, and then he goes up or towards us. Cool. There's some stepped keys around here. Let's fix these guys. So this would be forward, and forward would be this. It goes forward a little bit, and then it comes down. I'm always keeping an eye on the reference here, just to make sense, and then I'll double check with the body over here to see if the motion that I've added or the amount of it that I've added has caused my character to, you know, just be a bit too much. Just broken the pose that I already had there, and if it has, it's an indication of it looks okay here, it looks okay here, it looks okay there, and I'm like, thumbs up. I know I'm doing the right thing. That's nice one, animator. That's my like sarcasm kicking it. But it's you've got 3 points of 3 points of reference or 3 points of angle. The one perspective which tells you like, okay, he's off balance, something's wrong, the camera angle, and then the reference we already have. So you kind of have like 3 layers to, you know, check your work. It's now kind of left on you, you know. The accountability is on you guys. I always say you should be your biggest critic. Not like, oh my god, my work sucks. Not like that, but more so, how can I improve this? Is there a bit that I missed? I need to keep pushing. And then when you do a good shot, don't be like, it's good to know that you're at a good spot, but I don't really have that. I rarely have that moment where I'm like, oh, that shot looks awesome. I've done an amazing job. It's more like, oh, I could have pushed a bit more. And just maybe let other people do the, you've done an awesome job comments. Though when you do get a nice shot, I do the part that makes me most happy in animation is when I get an interesting shot. Not that I've done an awesome job of the shot, well, I hope I have, but it's more so that, oh, that's a very interesting, tricky shot. I'm gonna have fun figuring that out or trying to figure that out. So now I'm looking at Jackie's hips. How much is it rotating? It's rotating quite a bit. There wouldn't be this pause around here. It just wouldn't make sense. This would continue downwards like that, and the gradual slow down. Whoops. See, at that point, I'm seeing that white bit rotate there. That means this. This needs to continue. That means that I need to offset the chest. Okay. There's some tweaking that needs to be done. So the position for the hips were in the right place, but I need to make it more. More as in like keep rotating it to match what's happening here. But because I'm moving the body mover, it's rotating everything. So I'm going to have to offset the chest afterwards. This is fine-ish. I think that around there is fine. Let's leave it like that for now. Let's worry about 80 onwards after. Not just yet. Cool. Alright. So, finally, let's get the Z-axis out of the way. So how are we doing on time? 15 minutes? I think that's not too bad. Cool. I'm going to keep these guys static. So I'll take a look at the chat in like 2 minutes to see what you guys are saying. If you're having fun chatting away, that's totally cool. And if you're new to the channel, like, hopefully you like the streams. And if you do like the streams, check out like some of the videos and maybe check out the shorts, because with the shorts, guys, you can see something for like 15 seconds and it's like, huh, I don't like this content. Swipe away. Whereas if you see the shorts, it only takes 15 seconds of your time. 15, 17, depending on the short. And if you like it, you could just watch the whole video. Just click the link below. And if you don't like it, you just run away, delete your YouTube account, go to another country, change your name. That's a bit extreme. You just don't need to see like the videos that I make if you don't like it. That's totally fine. But it's cool to have you around and for you to check out the videos. Some of them are lectures where I'm actually talking, but majority of them are giving little tips, tricks, demos. This one here is a big one where I'm doing like a full masterclass. This takes quite a bit of time, so hopefully you find it useful. Well, let's see what this looks like for the hips. Zoom out. Okay. It's not too bad. I'm just looking at the rotation and the up and down of the hips. It's not so bad. Let's do a little save. My files, let's go 8. While this is saving, I'll take a look at the chat and see what you guys are saying. Cool. Any questions? Let's see if anyone wants to say anything. All right. I've done... Well, everyone knows everyone here. Yeah, Chiamaka, some of the... I have some students that I've either taught before or people that have... Because I also teach online as well in an online school. So some of the subscribers are some of my students that I've had before. So some people know one another, and yeah, there's a nice little community going on. So I can see Bibiana and Mario is very chatty in the chat box, which is totally fine. But I will see your messages if you do put anything in there, so don't worry. And that's a good thing, right? You guys can all talk, communicate, friendship. Cool. Yeah, and Bibiana and Mario had both their shots reviewed by me, I think about a week ago. So, oh, one thing to let everyone know that's watching the channel right now. If you go here, so on every video now, I'm putting the link to my personal LinkedIn, the Discord channel, which the thing with the Discord channel is really cool because you can see, I'll show you guys now. So hopefully you guys can see this. All right. So I just want to show you this very quickly, and then we'll continue back with the demo. So in the Discord channel, guys, so if you're watching this now or if you're watching it later on, you'll see. So I usually, what I do is I'll put like, oh, this is going to come up, check this out. Or I'll go in here and be like, hey, this, I'm going to do an animation review, for example. I'll post a link to the animation review, or I will ask students or people in the chat, you know, if you're an animator, if you're a student, if you're a junior, mid, senior, whatever it is, I'll just say, hey, who wants to get their shots reviewed? And this is where you can actually put your shots in and let me know. We'll communicate here. And yeah, so in the Discord channel is where you can send me shots. When I'm going to do an animation review, I'll give you a heads up. And yeah, so I would really recommend you join the Discord channel. So let me just show you guys another example of where you can find that, and then I'll go straight back to the demo. Let's see. Okay, I think this is it. There we go. So if you go to my main channel, in the main channel, there's this, you know, my picture. Just next to it over here, there's the links, and you have the Discord channel. You can check out the Instagram, which is just like little clips of all the videos that I do. If you don't like long form and you want to see small clips, totally up to you. That's my LinkedIn. You can add me if you want. I will post when I'm looking for students if they want to learn with me. But this one here, I would recommend that because whenever there's a video clip or a stream that's going to be happening, you will know in advance here. And we have a nice little community there as well. So yeah, join the Discord channel. You'll find out quite a bit. Yeah, Discord, Instagram, LinkedIn, whichever one you want. Cool. All right, let's continue. All right, let's go. Cool. All right, so I think we're done with the hips for the most part. And the way I work is I'll animate the hips a little bit and then start moving with the other half of the body. And then I'll start to get a feel for it. So I think 20 frames of the hips is done. I'm tempted to go even further, but let's see. Should I not? All right, let's get this. I want to do a bit more. So I just want to like do as much of the hips as I can to get that out of the way. And when I want to jump in and out of, so this is my camera perspective and graph editor. I hit space. Oh, I'm in perspective. Move around. Oh, I want to go back in there. See, I always like doing that as well. Switch in and out. Cool. All right, let's go back in there. And I want to do a little bit more with the hips. So just use the up and down. So let's see where we are. Oh, I think that's about it, really. We're almost done with the hips. Just tweak these. Who thinks I can finish this shot today? I don't think in 40 minutes there's like all the arms and stuff to do, but that's backwards. Okay. Let's do that. Why is it moving? Why is it doing that weird move? All right. That's, I think, the side to side. And the up is done already. Oh, let's see what this is. Let me know if you guys got a chance to see the One Piece video that I did with Kaido, no, not Kaido, Garp and Aokiji fights. I mean, I'm a big One Piece fan, so I really enjoyed doing that. But if you guys like that kind of stuff, let me know, and I have a part 2 coming out on Friday, 9 a.m. UK time. So if you like that video, the part 2 will come out. If that's the kind of stuff you guys like seeing, I will do more. If not, then I'll just leave it to like 2-3 parts, and I'll just leave it there. Because part of this channel is to do stuff that you guys will enjoy, will learn from. And it's not just about Disney, Pixar, and DreamWorks kind of animation. We like all types of animation, so I don't discriminate in animation. Because, you know, we're going to have people in the channel that like all sorts of animation, and I did 2D before. I still do 2D sometimes, but 3D is my bread and butter now, so I don't, I like both. I like 2D a little bit more, if I'm being honest. So let's see over here. Okay, I need to zoom in again to see what's happening. I don't want to like just guess. So okay, what is this? Going down is rotating backwards. So that would be rotating backwards. Stays around there. And then he starts to lean forward. Like this. Okay. I buy that. I'm convinced, guys. I'm convinced of that movement. Alright, goes forward. Now we can keep that motion going forward. Not too much though. We want it to feel tense. It goes back, back. Oh, okay. He's leaning slightly back here. So if you look at his back, as he jumps, he leans back a little bit, and then he leans forward, which is this section. I think I know what I'm doing when I'm blocking. It feels like it's getting there. Oh, and then he keeps leaning forward. Oh, okay. So there's no back from there onwards. Sometimes I miscalculate. All right. Now to the serious stuff. No, it's not serious. All right, when he jumps up, we'll do this kind of a rotation. Feels like this rotation is a bit too much. Something weird is happening there. Yeah, it still needs to be more like this. Because I'm looking at what's happening over here in the background. This feels fine. Zoom out a little bit. However, when I go to the next pose, even though it's quite blurry, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. That feels better. And that feels better. Then we can come on to maybe this. There. Alright, let's see what's happening in the chat. Hopefully you guys are, getting along. All right. So do we have any questions? So Mario says he still needs to watch the One Piece stuff. He's focused on blocking a lot, so distractions to the past. So what is my video a distraction? Is that what you're calling it? But yeah, no, that's definitely the right thought process. Definitely, if you've got a lot of blocking to do in your work or your student shots, definitely fully focus. If there is anything that's distracting you, then just put that on hold. And for me, for example, music is very. If I'm not doing lip sync animation and I'm just worrying about the motion of the character, I can really focus if I have music, which I can't right now, which is very interesting. I usually animate with music in the background, just. But now I can't do that, guys. You guys have stopped me from doing that. Why have you done this to me? Okay, let's see what he's doing here. So there, he leans back, and then he leans forward. Okay, so the opposite thing is happening. I've got controls on two things here. I never do that. I think it was an accident. I selected the wrong thing. You know what? You know what? I'm going to get rid of this. I know it's going to mess quite a few things up, but I don't care. It's just having two layers on top is just not... Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of that. There we go. Because it's just... I'm trying to fix two and countering. It's just not helping. It's not helping. The worst thing you can do is force something to try and make it work. There, he leans forward, forward. See, that's not forward, this is forward. And then he goes back, which is fine. And then he goes forward again. You know, it's interesting because I've not seen a Jackie Chan film for a long, long time. And now, for the past, what is it, like 9 sessions that I've done with body mechanics, all I'm seeing is Jackie Chan. Before this, I wanted to see one of his films. And now I'm like, I've seen all of them, or it feels like it. Oh, and if you do like my demos or like the way I give tutorials or tips, tricks, workshops, I do give like my own workshops. I do teach students outside, so do reach out through the Discord or through just reach out to me if you want to learn how to animate. I'm happy to teach. I will be very honest with my feedback though. That's the one thing about me. I don't sugarcoat it. I just like to be very straight. If you want to animate for fun, that's cool. If you want to animate to get a job in the industry, then that's a different thing. Cool, and he stays there, right? So let's see. Yeah, well, let's just stay in this pose here for a little bit. Can't we keep the chest? I think now we can do that. I'm trying to stabilize this chest area so it doesn't do some crazy moves. Do you know what? Let's just smooth this out. I don't want to go one thing at a time. And I want to see if there's any like gimbal lock stuff happening. Let's grab this. Go to rotation. I'm using a good one. My rotation order is good. Let's use a better one. For some reason, that always feels like it's going to do some auto fix. I'm going to figure it out for you. Oh, really? No, 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 no. You're no, it's animation. Oops, I thought that this was a music production class. No, no, it's an animation class. So if you want to learn CG animation, character, creature, all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So if that's something like you'd be interested, then feel free to carry on. But nope, we don't do music production. Even though I did do a little bit of music production a long time ago. That was a very long time ago. So if you're watching the stream and you do like what you're seeing, do hit the like. Doesn't cost you anything. I think those the reason why I say that is because it helps push. Well, I'm not crazy about likes. It just helps it get it out to more people. So for example, when you like it, somebody that you're subscribed to or you're friends with or something like that, they get to see it as well. They're like, oh, okay, that's interesting. What is he or she watching? Oh, I don't like it. Or I don't mind checking that out. That's literally it with the likes. So it's nothing more. It's just like, if you like the video, just hit the like. That's it. And I don't really charge anything for this, so that's literally the only thing I'd say. Maybe I'd appreciate if you do. If you don't, no worries. Just enjoy the video. Or the stream, it's not a video. Alright, let's see. So towards the end, what's happening? So I'll clean this out as well. You know what? Let's do it. Let's go bold. I might not finish the whole thing, but I'll go back to it. So I've gone to 100 frames. Let's another half an hour. Let me see how much I'll get done. So just based on the hips. Okay, that's not too bad. Well, me saying that, I'm thinking, oh, that's bad, but it's not too bad. See, what I'm seeing here is he just goes directly back. But if you look at Jackie, Jackie goes left and then he goes into the background there. So what I mean is this. So if I look at him from this view, there, when he does that, I'm actually doing that as well. What do you know? This is happening a bit too quick. He needs to go there and he needs to come back a little bit as well. Just look at the pose he has on his leg. Yeah, that's too much. A lot is happening. Oh, he's lifting his foot up as well, that's why. Let's get these back. So what I'm looking at is this little section there. There. He moves his foot. Yep, that's why. That's why. There. To lift your foot up and do this, dude. Right, dude. You need to move your foot, man. Up. Back. So does that mean this leg needs to be further back? Alright, so this is the part where I move this guy again. Because I cannot see. I cannot see. So grab this. Let's go to the attribute editor and let's move the reference. Because see how Jackie's moving there? He's kind of blocking the reference, and the whole point of the reference is to see the reference, you know? If I don't see the reference, it just becomes useless. Let's go. I'm just moving it a bit more screen right. No, that's too much. There we go. Cool. So I'm looking at this left foot, see what that does. Okay, that's not too bad. But if you look at his hips, it's kind of aligned, so he would be more screen left. And then we would keep going. Nope, that's X. Something like this. This would be, yeah. let's look at the up and down. I think there's like a double down bounce. What I mean by that is, if you look at his hips, they go down, there's a small up, and then another up. So let's see, it goes down, that is an up. So I'll have 90 as the lowest. This is an up. It goes pretty quickly into here. And this is the kind of animation you might have sometimes, specific for this section, like noisy animation, where it's not super nice curves and Disney to here to here. It's more than just that. There's like small noisy bits where, and when I say noise, I just mean that in terms of the curves. Now let's take a look. Okay. So based on these hip movements, goes right, left, turns around, right, left, turns around. I think I'm kind of happy with that. Just with the amount of rotation the hips are doing, and the up and down and left and right that he has. Let's save that. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let's see if everything is in order. Cool, I think you guys are just enjoying the chat. I mean, the view. The view as in the animating. I'll keep the videos always to like a good 100 frames. 100 frames? It's been a long day. For like a good hour, 60 minutes. Because I think anything more than that becomes a bit, you know, that for me and you. Okay, so let's try to get this foot done. Let's just do this. See what happens. If I put enough frames in there to get this done. Let's see. So okay, around here, I think he needs to be further back. So at this point, I would have had him much further back. If I take a look at his hips, I should be able to pull him further away. Let's see. Nope, that's forward. So he would be like around there, maybe, like this. So overall, when he gets into this position there, I would just get him further away from where he is now. I'm basing that on, if you look at where his hip is compared to this leg, the hip is either midway or closer to the back leg. At the moment, he's almost leaning forward in the blocking that I have. So we want to make sure we adjust that, especially if we've seen it. There, that's a little forward motion. I can add that in here, forward, and then we go back. Forward, and then we start going back. You don't want to go forward just yet. Hold that pose, then we go there. All right. So let's minimize this a little bit again. I think I've gone too far. I've done the hips for 80 frames, but I just want to like focus on specific areas now. I think I definitely can see this shot being finished by, so this is, what are we on? This is 9, part 9. Part 10, I'll definitely, it's either going to be finished on part 10 or the beginning of part 11. But yeah, I've got 20 more minutes. I want to get the legs out of the way. Or the feet. All right. So that way, This being in stepped doesn't help. That being in stepped doesn't help. Let's get this out step as well. I've put enough keys in there because I animate on 2s, usually, that I have enough information to at least give me a glimpse into what's happening. And the thing is, if you don't need a lot of keys, just don't put a lot of keys. However, if you don't have enough information, if something's happening real quick, if you had a key every 5-6 frames, you're going to have that pose and you're going to have this, or what's happening in between. You're going to miss all that juicy information, like that nice breakdown. And you're going to let the computer do something weird, like from here to real slow motion. You know, it's going to be very boring. And that's where animators get into a point where it's floaty. Where, you know, like I'm sure a lot of you have seen that, where your shots might just become quite floaty. And that's what's happening because you need to add the spacing yourself. Don't let the computer do it for you. Because the computer is always going to go, okay, frame 1, frame 10, 5 is the middle. This computer doesn't have personality, does it? It's just going to mathematically calculate it for you. That needs to be a 0. Needs to be planted on the floor. There we go. That's much better. Now he's moving that leg, so let's try to move that organically. All right, let's see that foot plant. So this foot, when it leaves, I can't lose my words. It lifts off the ground and plants. I'm just looking at that. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, and the other foot, it's doing this twist, and let's get that to work. There. So, if that's the twist, let's do 81. You guys gone quiet in the chat? Let's see what's being said. See what you guys are saying. I'll take a mini break from animating. So, highlight from my experience sometimes. So when do lip sync, do you need to translate the teeth on both sides? So Bakhtiar is saying, when you do lip sync, do you need to translate the teeth on both sides? So, first and foremost, okay. So, actually, this is a good point as well. If you're at the level where you're so this is to answer Bakhtiar's question. So, basically, the simple answer is, as long as you get the shapes you need, because you could be in a realistic animation show where you need to keep everything quite realistic. If it's in a more stylized, you can cheat a bit more. If it's pushed, it's fine. But if you're working on a character show like commercials, feature animation, and stuff like that, or it's cartoony or whatever, just get the mouth shapes you need. It doesn't matter. But if you do move the teeth and it doesn't look right, it could look like a broken rig. So I don't move the teeth if I'm in a VFX show. Actually, if you're in a VFX show like, I don't know, Marvel films, or if you're in Thor, Ragnarok, or, I don't know, Hulk, it's quite realistic, even though they're not like real characters. You wouldn't have a control to move those teeth. But if you're doing feature animation, and I know most students like feature animation, just move the teeth if you have to. For me, I just maybe rotate them a little bit to get an appealing shape, but you should try to get the shape of the mouth shape without touching the teeth, because when you really think about it, your upper teeth are locked onto your skull. So when we talk, it's your jaw that's moving. It's not your upper teeth. Your upper teeth is not moving. So when we actually speak, your teeth, like your upper teeth, is locked onto your skull. So that doesn't actually, like, you're not doing this. You're actually doing that. It's your bottom teeth, because of your jaw, doing this. This part is not moving. That is basically a scientific or medical term to give you like what's really happening. You can move them to get some cool shapes if you wanted, but I would just 90% don't move the teeth. Try to get the shapes you want, and if you do need to move it afterwards, then yeah. Oh yeah, you're welcome. So that's kind of like my thought process behind it. All right, so let's see this. So as he rotates, he needs to go back. There, he's rotating, so I would expect this leg to start going back, back, like this. There we go. I'm now looking at the rotation. Now let's get that kneecap working. And what I mean by that is it's going this way. So see how this is inconsistent? It's happening in a weird way. Let's get rid of that. And now, if we look at this leg, it should feel better. It does feel a bit soft though. That's because the rotation's happening a bit early. It's this guy. That's too early. Well, I do love seeing you guys getting along in the chat. That's awesome. So, I mean, you guys are all animators, whether you're students, juniors, enthusiasts. So if there's any information that you know, do share with one another. Do join the Discord as well, in the Discord channel. We have a lot of, I'll be putting little tips and tricks in there as well, but yeah. Okay, let's see. That foot is rotating a bit too much. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Oh, we need to add the foot roll as well. See? So when this foot is rotating, as it's rotating, guys, there, this needs to continue. That little stop there that we had was making it feel like a little bit of a click. So let's see now. There. Now that foot rotation feels much better to me. There, this one here. And that little noise that we have on this leg is fine because Jackie's doing that as well. So for me, the hips to the leg is looking not so bad. How am I going to do this? I can do this. So, I can, but yeah, I'll start moving on to the upper body now. There's a few things happening there that we need to fix. So when you do type Bahtia, I think you're typing in your own language. I'm not sure where that's from. Is it which country that's from? But I think if you put the translate on, like translate it and put it into English, I can answer your questions easier. Because it's like I'm in a stream, I can't like go to Google Translate. So, or yeah, or maybe just drop a message in the comments and I'll try to get back to you afterwards. Cool. All right, let's take a look at the whole thing, guys. See where we are. All right, so he's breathing, dodge, jumps. Oh, let's go to 100 because we did add a few more frames in there. Okay, let's see the whole thing. Remember, like, this part is still, the upper body still needs a bit of work, but the hips are moving, the hips are in the right direction. Yeah, it's not so bad. It's getting there. It's all that tricky feet stuff that we're doing now. All right, let's go back to 60 because that's where we started from. Then I'll start working on the chest, and then the arms, and then the leg, and then the head. And then we'll all throw a party because this will be over. All right, let's grab the chest controller. Let's start doing this. So, Jackie leans left. Hold on. Oh, this needs to continue a little bit. It's not enough. And then he goes right. Oh, that's too much. See, as I'm pushing, I can see it's breaking. That is too much. But maybe he's not twisting as much. If I pull back on this, maybe back. There we go. That's a bit more. That's a bit more comfortable. His turtle shell was almost breaking. What's going on here? That's really uncomfortable for him. What is this? Is that maybe too much of a rotation? Maybe he needs to be like this. I'm just trying to make sure that the rotate Y on the chest is doing what it needs to do. It just felt like it was a bit too much there. It's a bit tilted. It turns around. Yeah, at this point I can continue that motion like this. Ooh, maybe it's too much. Okay. Let's see this now. Do I have the hands on layers or the arms? Because at the moment when I'm putting the body into a smooth motion, the arms can be a little bit distracting because it's all clicky and poppy. And yeah. But I was just wondering if I can just put these into a different layer. But anyway, I'll keep pushing. So maybe another few minutes with this, guys. And I don't want to overburn you guys with like a long stream. But I would say like the legs, the hips are done from 60 to 100. The legs are done from a 60 to 80, 83. I feel pretty confident about getting this done on the next stream. So let's see. Let me just make sure I wrap this up. This last little rotate X and Z. And hopefully next time will be focusing on the remaining parts of the body. That goes back. I think he stays there. He doesn't back. He leans back actually. Am I using the hips? Then why is he leaning so far back? See, it's like detective work, trying to figure out why is it doing that. I don't want it to do that. See how open his chest is and it's not there? It needs to be. This needs to be forward and down. then back, and then forward. Keep going forward. Then it picks them up. Cool, alright. I think that's going to be it, man. Let's see. Let's do one more play blast. And then we're done. The end is a little bit messy, but I'm focusing more on the hips and the legs and the chest rotation. That to me is more important than the hands and the head, because you know the other limbs usually, like the head and the arms and the hands, all follow what the main body is doing. So yeah, guys, prepare your last set of questions. Let me know if there's any questions you have. I'll do a play blast, and while this is running, we will have our last little chit chat, and then we should be done. So let me know, are you guys enjoying all the masterclasses, the tutorials, the lectures, seeing Fatih do some animations? So hopefully you guys are enjoying all that, because I am. Like, it's really fun teaching animation. It's really even more fun animating, but this gives me a chance to like animate in front of you guys, get some questions. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Oh, you were asking a friend of yours in the chat. Okay, awesome, no worries. You got friends in the chat as well. Awesome, guys. We've got 8 people in the chat. We're very close to wrapping up, so hit the like, subscribe if you like, and yeah, we're gonna have another one of these next week, next Wednesday. So it's gonna be every Wednesday streams at UK time 6 or 7 p.m. Just if you subscribed, you'll see on the notifications, it will let you know. This stream was supposed to be tomorrow, but I just pushed it to today. So that's why if you're subscribed and have a notification, it will let you know all the time if it adjusts a little bit. But yeah, so there you go. So like he breathes, he goes back, he does the Kung Fu stuff, and he goes, you know. I think the last part, once we get the hands and the head done as well, it's going to feel much more smooth. And then I'll do a beauty pass as a one like masterclass special. It's me going over the same thing and maybe just pushing some of the poses without the reference. Just me looking at it and going, oh, I want to stylize this a little bit, just push more. So yeah, I think the whole breathing up until there is in a good spot. And then the second to last half is obviously a work in progress. So yeah, let's see if there's any questions in the chat while this is playing in the background. I like to have the videos on while animating. Oh yeah, nice. I feel more inspired. Is that because you like hearing my voice in the background, or is that like support from another animator? So hopefully like watching the videos doesn't distract you like Mario. But if it's, you know, if it helps, yeah, great. I'm going to have some videos where I'm actually talking about, you don't have to watch these videos, you can listen to them in the background. Things you can do to help you keep motivated, like music, speaking to other animators, watching films, watching specific films. Sometimes like animation is it's an art-based medium, right? So we as animators are quite emotional. And if you're not it's not like an accounting job or a very mathematical job where you punch in numbers. It's you have to feel the energy and you have to be very motivated to do it. So we're only human. You can get demotivated sometimes, just like everyone. Just hit the brakes, stop. Watch a film, watch an animation you like that makes you excited about animation. And then you have all the energy to go back in and just like go full on, you know, really push. So yeah. All right, cool. So I think this is going to be it, guys. We're very close. Maybe go for like another 2-3 minutes. Just hit that 1 hour mark, and then we should be done. So yeah, if you are watching, hit the like, subscribe, and I will have much more stuff for you guys coming up in the future. And as a final reminder as well, do remember to join the Discord channel. It's in, let me see where it is. I'll show you guys again. It's going to be on every single video. In the description, I'll have a link for it. But if you want to join the Discord channel or the other channels, you can just go straight into my main page. And in the main page, you will have this. I can bring it over. There we go. So you will have over here on the main channel go into the bio in the description, and as soon as you click that, you'll have the Discord, the Instagram, and the LinkedIn. It's up to you which one you want out of the three, but I do recommend the Discord because in the Discord you can basically communicate with me, other animators, other students, and anything that's upcoming or the dates change or any sneak peeks will all be in there, so you'll be informed well in advance. And yeah, if you are interested in learning from me as well, there'll be information on there on how to get started or find out more information about the workshops. But yeah, that's going to be, let me see if there's any final questions, and then that's going to be it from me, guys. Let's see. Nope, that's it. Okay, cool. All right, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that. It's coming to an end now. Wow, like 9 parts. I think part 10, let's try to wrap it up. If not, part 10 will be the last one, and 11, well, let's not say 11, let's say 10. I'll aim to finish it on the next one. But yeah, that's going to be like a total of 9 hours of animation to get it this far. So this is, you're seeing here what blocking, spline, and polish looks like in 10 hours. So this, so basically like a day and, no, not 10 hours, sorry, 9 hours. So 9 hours of work, 1 day's work. Yeah, cool. All right, guys, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Friday, I'm going to have a video dropping, One Piece animation breakdown part 2. So like to mix up and have some anime stuff in there as well. So every Wednesday we have a live stream, just like now. Every Friday in the morning, you're going to have a video on my channel. So it's going to be either, you know, animation breakdowns or me animating something small and quick and showing you a principle. So that's kind of the schedule. So Wednesdays is live stream. Fridays is a video dropping. So keep an eye on that. If you, yeah, just subscribe and you'll be notified, really. So yeah, subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. Cool. Thank you. Bye.